support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J.
And I don't see your name up here. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm Louis Matignon.
Louis, how are you? I'm Don
very
Bain.
good. Very
nice
good to meet you, Dan.
And your company is?
Perfect Memory.
Perfect Memory. I could remember that one. Perfect Memory. Wow. That's going to be one of the easier ones for me to remember.
Yeah.
Tell us what you do.
So basically, Perfect Memory is meant to be a well of knowledge. So what we do, we work with organizations in order to generate easily accessible, mission-critical knowledge, for all their staff and partners, so it's easier for them to deliver their day-to-day activities. So basically, we make sure that we've developed what we call knowledge operating system, which is meant to go and fetch knowledge everywhere within the company and fetch it into one single context.
So it's corporate knowledge.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
How do you build corporate knowledge based on all the different pouches and silos of information and data that are scattered across the organization, bringing it to one single context that everyone is familiar with?
Now, is that technical information or is it historical information?
Everything.
It's all information.
Operational information. It can be, if I take AI, face recognition. It can be, I don't know, descriptions, scripts.
Formulas.
Exactly, formulas. It can be scripts, from a movie. It can be characters. It can be, the shots, the rushes.
So you're creating a basic database, all-inclusive.
Yes, information, knowledge, deliver the knowledge. The point is, how do you make it retrievable and how do you make it easily for everyone to access this knowledge? So I'm a journalist. I want to search, the small 10 seconds where LeBron James is celebrating something, is very happy, is playing in his iconic yellow jersey. How can I very quickly search LeBron James, yellow jersey, happy, and then I have all the different segments where all those different tags are actually matched in order to create my story. The point is, for journalists, for media, I want to create a better story out of 2,000 hours, but, it takes a lot of time just to find the right rush.
That's interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it, there really is no directory with any company that you can get all that knowledge. You'd have to sit down and go through their library or try to extract whatever piece you're interested. That could take forever.
That could take forever. And the point is, how do you bring, all the information is related to the rushes.
How do you gather this information?
So we connect, to all the ecosystem. Thanks, our platform is what you call a knowledge operating system, which means it has many different tools. And one of the tools is to connect to all the different sources of information. So that can be AI, that can be, an external database, it can be internal database, different data sources.
So it's your software
that connects to the external sources of information. Exactly.
Okay. What about stuff that's not documented in books? How do you get it if things are in writing?
So structured, unstructured data, no problem.
Really?
Yeah. We orchestrate. We have workflow engine. What we call workflow engine. The whole point is, how do you make sure that the right AI processes are applied to the right stuff? For example, written documents. You have to know it's a written document. You have to apply the right process because it's not the same as videos, for example. You're not going to apply face recognition, for NASCAR, for example, because you have a helmet. So therefore, it's pointless. But how do you orchestrate the right workflows, the right AI engine, the right sources of information, the right sources of data to bring everything into one context that everyone in the company understands?
So who's your customer? Why are you here at CES? What are you trying to achieve here? Contacts?
Today we work with a lot of sports organizations, soccer in Europe, NASCAR in the US, and everything. We work with big media companies. We work with telecommunication companies. So we are here at CES in order to meet, executives from large companies in the US mainly.
Now, how do you go about, if someone were to hire your company, how do you go about ascertaining all that stuff? That's a lot of...
Well, you have a build phase, which takes, between 6 weeks and 6 months time, and then where we work to get together with our customers to understand what they need, what is their biggest pain. We come to a customer and we say, give us your 3 biggest pain when it comes to, accessing knowledge.
Right.
And why do you need to fluidify the knowledge? What value will the fluidification of knowledge sharing bring?
Okay, now, who would have access to that information? That's a pretty powerful thing when that's done.
Absolutely.
And there's got to be some security issues with it. There has to be.
So, as I said earlier, it's knowledge operating system toolbox. You have security, obviously, layers in there. you have rights of access, so I can limit the access to it, but usually our customers provide access to their internal staff, some of the external stakeholders. You know, I'm a media company, I produce stuff, I want to sell it online, so I can provide a wide access with limited rights to all my different content library. Was, you know, if I'm a telco, I have very sensitive information about my contract, about my customers, birth date, you know, address. I limit this information. I choose which information I expose to who in the company or outside the company.
Does this product exist now in any form? I've never heard of it before.
No. We probably the only one. As far as we've scouted, as far as we know, we're the only company in the world delivering such extent. You know, we've developed something very unique.
Very fascinating idea. What a powerful tool that must be at the end of the day to have all that.
It's amazing.
I mean, you take a company like, I don't know, Edison or whatever, General Electric, NASA.
You know, the point is, we live today in a world where, you know, the brain is not wired in order to deal with the amount of information we have at our fingertips.
Henceforth AI?
Henceforth AI, and henceforth, but it's not even a matter of AI, it's how do you help the brain to process and access this information much easier by, you know, structuring it for it and then providing better access.
But you're using AI to facilitate that.
Absolutely. So AI is a source of information, but just one of others. But then you have, you know, to do the map reduce. That's still a lot of information. How do you make it so that it's useful in the process? How do you bring AI at the table of the operations? And how do you bring, you know, all those information that's scattered everywhere? I mean, the internet, the social media, all those stuff.
It's endless.
And in fact, you know, when Steny, the founder, started the company, what he realized is there's a prosthesis for every member of the body except the brain. The brain is the only organ in the world that doesn't in the body, sorry, not in the world, that doesn't have a prosthesis to help it functioning. You know, when you think about the arm, you can have cranes, you know, that help replace our arm.
Well, you do now, artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
There it is.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely.
Thanks very much.
Fascinating.
Very good to meet you, Don.
Fascinating. I wish you tremendous luck. And keep in touch with us. I'd love to know how this works out.
Excellent.
Fascinating. Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck to you.
Thanks very much, Don. Have a good day.
Take your hit. Thank you.
The Tech Podcast Network CES 2024 coverage is executive produced by Michelle Mendez. Technical directors are Kurt Corliss and Adam Barker. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Clinton Millsap, Sergio Velasquez, and Terry Willingham. Voiceover by Aaron Hurst. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Bain, Todd Cochran, Scott Ertz, and Christopher Jordan. Studio and equipment are provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. This has been a Tech Podcast Network broadcast, copyright 2024.